right on time. All right, let's just let's just adjust this so we have a good little background. Okay. Get the hair back. All right. Waiting for people, waiting for YouTube to notify people that I'm live, and then we'll get started. Did it notify you yet, or is it showing that I'm live? Okay, good. Hello, welcome, welcome. Gonna give a couple minutes for people to pop on and let YouTube notify everybody that I'm live. Hello, Marion. Hi, Annette. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at. Where are you guys at today? Hi, Christina. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Paige. Thank you, Paige. I love your name, by the way. I've always loved the name Paige. Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Connecticut. How's the weather in Connecticut? I assume very, very cold. I just left New York last week. It was very cold. And I was looking on Instagram and seeing my friends here in Austin out on the lake. It's just so wild how drastically different temperatures are across the country. Good morning, good morning. Mexico, but I'm from San Antonio. Oh, cool. I lived in San Antonio for a couple years. What part of Mexico are you in? Hi, Pixie Des. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. How's the weather in Texas? Marion, so this morning, what was the low this morning? Was it like in the 40s this morning? I mean, it was cold. It was like maybe upper 30s, low 40s, but today it's the high is like in the mid 80s. So you wake up and you're cold and then you're hot in the afternoon. I thought that the cold weather was behind us, but we're still getting a little bit of it. But it's really beautiful. In the afternoons, it's so beautiful. I took the dogs for a hike yesterday, and it's kind of my favorite time of year right now. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jan. Hey, Yvonne, Gloria, Selena, Corey, Rebecca, Stephanie. Good morning, good morning. It's Maria's birthday today. Stephanie says, good morning, Lisa Maria. It's Maria's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Maria.
Thank you.
Yes, you should see her. She looks so cute today. I mean, she always looks cute, but I could tell you're wearing your birthday outfit. But not really your birthday outfit, because that could mean something else. Everyone's saying happy birthday. I'm excited about today's live. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like, you know, I'm just a little on one of those good mood days today. So today we're gonna get ready. I'll go ahead and kind of tell you guys what we're doing today. So we're gonna be getting ready. I have a bunch of new makeup I bought. I haven't even taken out of the boxes yet, you guys. I went to Sephora yesterday and picked up some new products. Most of everything I'm talking about is pretty new launches. I also have this palette from Charlotte Tilbury that I've had for a couple weeks and I'm dying to use it. You guys have seen these. Charlotte Tilbury launched, I think they launched 5 or 6 palettes. I bought this one. I haven't used it yet. I'm excited to play with this. I've got the new Kosas powder. We've got the new Saie Beauty powder blushes. So we'll be getting ready and playing with new makeup. My brushes are arriving today from the GMA sale. Yay! Thank you, Queen Marie. So GMA, let's talk about GMA. That was an incredible experience. It was, I don't think I've been that nervous in a very, very long time. I actually didn't feel nervous till we were in the car driving there, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I could actually throw up right now. Like, that's how nervous I was. But it went smoothly. I tripped over my words a little bit, but I don't think anyone noticed. It was really quick, and then it was over. So it was a really cool experience. The other ladies that I met there, the other brands that were there, all the ladies were super sweet, and it was really cool to connect. I connected with Pita. She has the tanning brand, Self Tanner. She was on the segment, and I didn't realize this, but she was on Dancing with the Stars. She was one of the dancers. She's like stunning. She walked in and she just like, you know, captures your eye. And anyway, when I was telling her about BK Beauty, she's like, oh my God, I have your brushes. So it was really cool to connect. And then I connected with the founder of Saint Jane, which is a skincare brand. I think they specialize in like CBD, luxury CBD products and skincare. And she was super nice, really connected with a lot of lovely ladies. So, thank you, Corey. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let me make sure that I've got a good frame here. Okay, so for foundation, I am excited because I actually bought this yesterday at Sephora. I didn't realize that this was a new launch. Have you guys heard about this? This is from Milk Makeup, and it is the Grip Gel Tint. It's a long wear gel skin tint with hydrating triluronic acid. It's probably triluronic acid, and gripping blue agave extract for breathable light coverage with a naturally dewy finish. So this caught my eye. When I saw the words gel skin tint, I was really interested. I usually like products that have the word gel in it because I find that the texture is just lightweight and it usually sets to a nice finish where it's not too shiny, but it's still very hydrating. So we're gonna apply this first on the skin. I should mention that I do have a little bit of a tinted SPF on. Today I have, oh, I didn't bring it. I don't think I brought it. Michelle, do you mind checking that Sephora bag and seeing if that Dr. JART BB balm is in there? So I purchased a bunch of tinted SPFs. I plan on doing a video on kind of like the most highly rated tinted SPFs at Sephora. And that's what I applied this morning. It's by Dr. JART and it's their BB Beauty Balm. And I really, really like it. So I have that on already. And I do have a tiny bit of concealer because I did have a doctor's appointment this morning. And I don't mind, you know, being in the office with no makeup on, but when I'm going to appointments and stuff, so I don't want to look. Oh, I did bring it. Awesome. Thank you. I wanted to put a little something on. So I do have this on already. This is a premium beauty balm. It has SPF 40 in it. It hydrates, conceals, and protects. It also has niacinamide in it. I've worn this a few days and I really, really like it. It has pretty good coverage for a tinted SPF. I think it's around $50. I'm trying to find really great tinted SPFs that aren't elastin. You know, it's almost $80. I will say the colors on this are kind of off a little bit. I have this shade light medium and it's borderline a little too dark. I think it works fine, but when I apply it on the skin, I'll actually go ahead and apply a little here so you can see. When I apply it on the skin, I mean, it looks too dark, right? If I over apply this, I do feel like my face looks slightly too dark, then I like it. But the next shade right below this is called Fair and it's very light and very pink. So I feel like the shades, the shades are off a little bit, but as far as the product performance, and if you can find a shade that works for you, I do really like the product. This is probably the third or fourth day that I've worn it and I really, really like it. So wanted to let you guys know that I do have that on already. And then the concealer that I have on, I'm gonna reapply it though so you guys can see it because I was really interested and excited when I saw this concealer. It's by Tarte and it's the Shape Tape Blur Concealer. It's the stick concealer. I did put a little bit of this on. I've been using this for a couple days and I can share that I do like this product. You know, stick concealers can tend to be a little drier in consistency and I usually don't, you know, I usually want my concealer to be hydrating, but this is a hydrating stick concealer. So I really like it. It does smooth, it blends out really easily. I like it. So I wouldn't say that it's like, oh my gosh, you have to have it. It's so, so good, but I do like it. I think it's a good product. So we're gonna go ahead and just touch up with concealer there. This, by the way, is the shade Light Neutral. I ordered this online and I really would have liked to see other shades because I do think that I could go up a shade and find something a little more peachy. It's a little too light, but again, it works. When you use a concealer that's slightly too light, you might have difficulty actually covering the darkness, which doesn't make sense. You think if I have darkness and I put light on top of it, it should cover it. But a lot of times what will happen is you'll still see that dark cast coming through. It's kind of like putting white pantyhose over a bruise. So you need something with a little bit of peach to neutralize and cancel out that darkness. So it'll work, it just won't conceal as well as a concealer that's a little more peach and a little darker would. Okay, let me take a look at comments and see. Eileen is asking, how do you compare it to the Elastin? Okay, so the Dr. JART compared to the Elastin. I think the Dr. JART is a little more dewy. The Elastin has a bit of a radiance to it, but it's kind of like a matte radiance. The Elastin is a better color. The Elastin only comes in one color though, so that's a major con, you know, if you don't fit perfectly to that shade. This has, I think they have 6 shades, maybe 6 or 8, but they're just slightly off in my opinion. I do feel like this is more hydrating than the Elastin. This has an SPF of 40, the Elastin is a 36, and I wanna say this is around the $50 price point. The Elastin is like, I realize now it's $79. It has really climbed quite a bit since I started sharing it. So I'm just using the A506 and I'm just really blending this underneath the eye. And we are gonna go in with this Milk Tint and I'm really excited to try it. I tested it at Sephora on my hand yesterday and I think I'm gonna love it, but I have not worn it on the face yet, so I don't actually know. And I actually haven't seen any content around this. Have you guys seen content? Pen's here, hey Pen, my friend. Have you guys seen any content on this? Because I haven't, and I actually kind of like when I try a new product that I haven't seen other creators share because I have no expectation of it, you know, and I feel like I'm not subliminally swayed one way or the other on it. So you guys are going to see my true first impression on this product. Stephanie, what have you seen on it? Tell me. Actually, maybe don't tell me. Let me apply it and let me tell you what I think and then tell me if that's what you've seen or not. I feel like when I tried it on my hand, it actually gave more coverage than I expected it to for a skin tint. I think skin tints are having a moment right now. We're seeing a lot of brands release skin tints. And when I think of a skin tint, I think of really sheer natural coverage. But I'm really surprised and pleasantly surprised when I find one that has more coverage than I'm expecting, because if it really gives me enough coverage, I will wear it by itself. I will not wear a foundation over it. I won't add concealer to it. One skin tint that I've recently purchased that I love, and I wish that I had thought to grab it and bring it with me. Maybe I'll save it for next week though. It's the Makeup, actually I won't be here next week, it's spring break, but the next live I will have it. The Makeup Forever skin tint. They just launched a new one and it is so, so good. It is really, really nice. I can't wait. I have 2 out of 3 shipments coming from, yay! Thank you, Michelle. Did you guys order any other products? There were some good brands on there. I connected with, like I said, I connected with the other ladies. They were all really, really sweet and nice, and it was fun. I think we were all feeling the same though. We were all pretty nervous. Okay, so I have more coverage here. I'm gonna go and add a little bit more under the eye just to kind of build it up. Maria, you're getting lots of birthday wishes. I love the Lisa Eldridge skin tint. Ooh, I love that one too. That is a really beautiful one too.
We got a question from Monica. She says, do you use a vitamin C, Lisa? Your skin is so pretty.
Thank you. I do use a vitamin C, and I've just been recently incorporating into my routine regularly. I will be honest, up until about 6 weeks ago, I didn't incorporate one regularly. The one that I'm currently using is by Photozyme, and it's actually a brand that Penn turned me onto, and I like it. I use it in the morning, and I use it in combination with their Age Serum. I think it's called the Age Defense. I could be wrong on the name, but I do those two together, and they're very hydrating. Okay, so now we have concealer. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the Milk Makeup Grip Gel Tint, and I grabbed the shade 5, and I do think that this is a great, perfect shade for me. Good match. They had a good selection of shades. So I see I haven't even used it yet. I'm peeling off this. I'm peeling it off. We're gonna use it for the first time. I'm gonna apply it to the back of my hand. We're gonna go in first with a brush to apply this. Sometimes I'll apply skin tints with my fingers if they're really light, like a skincare product, but when they feel a little bit more like a makeup, and I think this one will, I'm gonna use a brush. And I'm gonna use the 101. Penn Smith is saving us with her BR P5019. Yes, okay, what are some good substitutions? Tell me, I'm hooked on that product too. I actually stocked up on a few bottles since they are I guess they're discontinuing their really popular formula that we love. Okay, let's go in. I've got my mirror here. By the way, I'm using Nikki's little hand mirror. I love this, it's the perfect size. And I'm just gonna start in the center of my face and just kind of bounce my brush on the center of the face and just kind of work my way out. I want to thank you guys for coming to my lives every week. I was just thinking the other day how much fun I'm having doing these weekly lives on YouTube. I just can't believe it took me as long as it did to start doing them here. But I'm glad I'm doing them. I really look forward to them. I enjoy them. I feel like they're just easy, and I feel like it's a good time to really connect in a less like produced, edited way like my other YouTube videos. Okay, I actually want to apply this with my fingers. I think I want to apply it with my fingers. So it feels like it has, like it's a skincare product. It's giving me the texture and feeling of a moisturizer, honestly, and it is pretty dewy. So I'm just gonna spread it with my fingers. Yeah, I actually like applying this with my fingers. I would recommend your fingers. Because it's very emollient, you can really work it in with your fingers and it won't be heavy on like the bristles of a brush. Okay, that's really pretty. Okay, this doesn't have SPF, does it? I don't see any mention of SPF. That's the one thing that I wish that it had, but I think it pairs really well with an tinted SPF, and it actually, when you pair this with a tinted SPF, you'll have obviously more coverage, so there's no need to really go in with another foundation, unless of course you want full coverage. But This is really beautiful and it feels very hydrating. I do feel a little bit of a grip, but it doesn't feel as like grippy as other grip products. So it has the word grip in its name, but without that, I don't think I would feel or necessarily associate it with a grip product. But it has a nice texture. I like it. It's pretty. I think this would be a good product that you could pair with a powder foundation if you want to dust a little powder foundation on top for a little extra coverage and to maybe slightly mattify the skin. But I'm actually going to go in with the Kosas Cloud Set, the translucent loose setting and blurring powder. I got the pink shade. I was really torn between getting the pink or the light like banana shade, but Kate was with me when I bought this and she recommended that I get the pink, so that's what we went with. Okay, fingers are 115 work great for milk skin tint. Okay, yeah, the 115 would work great because it is more dense than the 101. Good, that's a good tip. I love your lives. Aw, thank you, Emily. I love the 101 brush. I've been loving the 107 to set. The 107 is one of my most used powder brushes. I put it in our travel set because it is so versatile. It's like the perfect size. It's soft and fluffy, but it also has some density so you can really build and get coverage, but you can also lightly set. I'm gonna use the N15 to set. And again, we're going in with the Kosas, the new loose powder. I got the pink one. Let's see if there's a little sticker here I need to take off. I don't think there is.
We have a question from Lacey P.
Yeah.
She says, hi Lisa, question. Does the Bobbi Brown Smoky mascara you recommend remove easily? I'm on the hunt for a new mascara. Happy birthday to Maria too.
So the question was, does the Bobbi Brown mascara remove easily? I think so. I don't have any issues removing it. I do use a micellar water to remove my makeup though, so I don't just go in with face wash anymore. I used to do that. I used to just take face wash and just go in with a full face of makeup. In a lot of cases, I wouldn't double cleanse, and then I would notice when I took my towel to dry my face, I was still seeing makeup all over my towel. So now what I do is I take a micellar water, I use the Bioderma micellar water, and I just, submerge a cotton round, and I put that on my eye first. I kind of let it sit for a minute, and then I just kind of massage, and I find I have no trouble with it coming off at all. Okay, so let's dump out some of this powder. This is what it looks like. We're gonna go in with the N15 and we're gonna just kind of mattify this skin tint and set it. So I'm gonna load the brush up. I'm gonna tap off the excess. Kind of go in the back of my hand too. Whenever I'm working with a new powder and I'm not sure if it's gonna be really mattifying, if it's gonna look heavy, I like to kind of put it in the palm of my hand first, just to kind of add that little extra layer of insurance in case I don't like the product. It kind of allows you to test it out first. Okay. Ooh, it's pretty. It's brightening. It really does give a subtle brightening effect. It's very sheer. And it definitely is cutting down shine and minimizing. Whenever you're setting a product that's really dewy, like this product, I recommend pressing your powder brush into the skin rather than sweeping or swiping, because when something's really creamy and emollient and you sweep and swipe, you're more likely to move it and spread it. But if you've already applied it and blended it out to exactly how you want it and now you just want to set, just press the powder into the skin. Okay, and I'm going to set all over just because I personally don't like a lot of shine or a lot of glow all over the face. I think that this product is really beautiful. I think if you like a heavy glow, you'll love it. I think if you are someone that likes a softer matte finish, you're gonna wanna powder it down like me. So then the question comes, well, do you even, does it make sense to use a product like that? I don't know. It feels good. It looks good on the skin. And you can always strategically powder, meaning you can powder underneath the eyes, powder around the nose, but still keep areas of the face glowy. But today I'm gonna just kind of set everything.
Avery asked, how does the Kosas powder compare to the Huda setting powder?
Ooh, good question. So the question was, how does the Kosas compare to the Huda? I would say the Huda gives more of a blurring effect. This softly blurs, but not like the Huda. The Huda looks like you take an airbrush machine or an airbrush tool, like on an editing app, and it looks like you're erasing pores and texture. The Huda really, really does. I think this looks more natural than the Huda though. I think the Huda leaves more of a makeup look. Not that it's bad, but I think that this definitely looks more like your natural skin, just slightly more mattified. Yeah, but I don't think it quite blurred. I wouldn't say that this is really a strong blurring powder. If you want blurring, I would go with the Huda for sure. Or even the one size is more blurring, but the one size is more mattifying and a little bit heavier. So this is definitely more of like a soft, light matte finish. Okay, let me see. Yes, I derm at night, next day after I wash my face. Okay, I'm just jumping into some conversation. I love that you guys all share this. Let us know what you do. Let us know your routines. I love how, that's another thing I love about lives is all the comments and the engagement, the community. I feel like this is a really great place to really build and nurture the YouTube community. The N15 is nice to set too. I also love it for bronzer, yes. I would use it, except I'm gonna go in with the Persona Cream Stick Bronzer, so I'm gonna use something a little more dense to blend this out. Now this is not a new product, but obviously this is a brand new one, and I wanted to give them a shout out because they recently launched some of their best sellers in every single Ulta store nationwide, which is so huge. I read online that they've been online at Ulta for 7 years, you guys, and now they're in every single store, which is amazing. If you're not familiar with Persona Cosmetics, it was founded by Sona. She is she's a content creator and she's here on YouTube. I don't know that she's as active as she used to be on YouTube, but when I started my YouTube channel, she was one of my favorite creators to follow. I bought her first eyeshadow palette when she launched that years ago, and so it's really cool to follow her success and see you know, see that they're in every single Ulta store. So I do love this product. This is the Persona Bronzing Stick in the shade Mojave. It's a really beautiful, cool tone shade. Not too dark. It'll work great for fair tones or light to medium skin tones. It's very easy to blend, very creamy. I'm gonna go in with the 109, and I always like to take my brush to the product and really just kind of evenly coat the brush so that the brush is all evenly coated. And I'll even kind of just blot it on my hand to slightly pre-blend. And then I'm gonna find my cheekbone right here, start at the hairline, and we're just gonna press to build this up and blend it out. You got a question for me?
No, I have a comment. Heather says, finally caught a Lisa J live.
Yay, welcome Heather.
But we want to tell them that you can always watch them on the replay.
Yes, yes. So I'm gonna try to go live Tuesday 11 a.m. That's my time. Unless something comes up or I'm traveling, Tuesday 11 a.m. is gonna be the normal time. But what I love about YouTube is that the lives save. So you can always catch them on the replay and see them on my channel. I think it's more fun to watch them live just because I can see your comments and your questions and answer them, you know, live. And then also all the community and back and forth with everyone that's on the live. But if you can't catch it live, they're always there because some other platforms don't save their live. So I love that YouTube does. And I'm just pressing and bouncing this in to blend it out. I love the color of this. I think it's so, so beautiful. I also love her cream blush sticks. My favorite shade of her cream blush sticks is the shade Caramel. I don't have it here, but it's really pretty. Oh, that's so pretty.
Ashley asks, what shade is that again?
It's the shade Mojave. It's the lightest bronze stick. I think I might have the darker one here. Michelle, do you see the darker one? I think it's in that makeup bag that I brought. I'll swatch them so you guys can see. I think I brought it. I just like how easily they blend. They're very easy to work with. It's really hard to mess them up. They're not too pigmented, but they definitely have a good layer of pigment to them. So they're just easy to work with. So whether you are really experienced in makeup or you're just starting, thank you, or you're just starting, you can work with them. And I really like to slowly build my products. So I always like to start lighter and then build. It takes a little bit more time, definitely, than just going in with a lot of product off the bat, but I think that it just gives a pretty overall look to your makeup when you slowly, lightly build your product up. And then I'm just gonna sweep it in the hairline, and that's what I love about the 109 is it's a perfect size to really get the product right there at the hairline, apply some pressure and blend it and shear it out into the hairline. And it's not too wide, so it doesn't apply the product too wide across the forehead. So you get this really pretty, just kind of look to where the sun, you know, bronze, sun-kissed the skin, but you still have that highlight here in the center of the face.
Joanne has a question.
Yeah.
Why does my makeup kind of disappear, especially my blush, when I apply my setting spray? Love you.
Okay, so the question was, why does my makeup disappear when I apply my setting spray, especially the blush? Gosh, that's hard to answer, quite honestly, if I don't know the products that you're using and kind of your skin type. But I guess if you have an issue with your makeup not staying or lasting, I would first look at the products that you're using, right? And see if they are too sheer, too light, not long wearing, but also you can always layer your products to get more longevity out of them. So if your blush is always fading, you might think about doing like a cream blush and then setting it with a little bit of powder. And that'll ensure that your blush stays on longer. Okay, so I'm taking the 109 and I'm just getting a little bit of the product, and we are adding bronzer to the side of the nose. This is going to, kind of slightly shape the nose. I'm not doing a strong nose contour, but I am shaping the nose a little bit. But I'm also just bringing that warmth in the center of the face, just so it looks really natural. Okay, I'm gonna take my brush. This is the one I used for powder, and I'm just gonna bounce it right here because I do feel like I was a little heavy with the bronzer there, and I wanna kind of erase and diminish a little bit of that. Perfect. Okay. All right. Oh, let me swatch and show you the other shades. So this is Mojave. This is the shade I just used. And then this is the shade Sahara. Let me show you. This is the darker shade. Oops. And also they just repackaged them. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're very cute. I still need to get into an Ulta store so I can see it in store, but okay, so this is Mojave and this is Sahara. So quite a big jump. This is the one that I used. It's a good one, Heather. It's very creamy, it's a good formula. I really like it. Okay, let's go in and apply blush. And I'm excited to try this, brand new. I've been meaning to pick this up for weeks. This is from Saie Beauty. This is their SuperSuede Radiant Blush Powder. And I got the shade Mia. They have quite a few shades. This one was the obvious choice for me. It was just kind of that light, rosy, neutral shade. Great for every day. I'm a fan of Saie Beauty. I think that they're very thoughtful with the products that they launch. They're not a brand that I feel like launches too frequently. And most of the products they launch, I really, really enjoy. I'm not saying I love every product from Saie Beauty, but for the most part, I feel confident that I'm going to like whatever they come out with. So I'm excited to try this. And I also love the packaging. I think it's so cute. I love this little raised logo that they have on the front of it. This is what the blush looks like. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. So it's gonna give me a little bit of a highlight, but I like that it's not really glittery or sparkly. I'm gonna go in with the N15 brush. This is a great brush to apply blush because it's not a brush that's really dense, so it's not gonna pick up a ton of product and lay down a ton. It's really gonna give you a lot of control. And I think particularly for blush, you really want that, right? So I'm gonna load the brush up. I'm gonna blot it in the back of my hand again because I've never applied this and I don't know how this is gonna apply. I could put this on and have a big stamp of pink on my cheek, or I could put this on and see like, oh, I need to really layer it because it's really sheer. So let's go in and see. So I like to smile and I use the apple of my cheek as a starting point, but then I'll blend up and back. Ooh, ooh. Okay, that is beautiful and it's very pigmented. So I'm actually gonna run it on a paper towel to kind of remove any excess. But that is beautiful. Look at that. That is so pretty. I might have applied a little too much, but now that I know that it's pretty pigmented, when I go to the other side, I'm gonna pick up a little bit less on my brush. Oh, yeah. That is so pretty. What do you guys think? That is so beautiful. Yeah. I love this.
Heather asked, is that a baked blush?
It is a baked blush. And I love that it's really easy to blend out. Like even though I applied a lot, I'm just moving my brush back and it's really just evenly blending out and spreading the product. It's not patchy at all. And keep in mind, I applied this over a cream bronzer, so you kind of run that risk when you put a powder on top of a cream product that it might be a little patchy, but no, this is super smooth. Okay, these are stunning, really pretty. Let's go on the other side, but I'm gonna kind of blot off a little more. There we go. So that's a little bit of a lighter. So this is more pigmented, more color, and this is a little lighter application. What do you guys think? That is so pretty. I love the sheen and the highlight that it's giving to the skin. like it's reflecting light, but again, it's not glittery or sparkly. It is so pretty. And I love this color. It actually reminds me a bit when it's on the skin of Balmy blush by Jane Iredale. You know, my favorite cream blush stick, Balmy. It's kind of giving me that same vibe in terms of what it looks like on the skin and that really pretty peachy pink shade. That is so pretty. I'm gonna take whatever's left on my brush and just kind of run it over. Okay, we need to even myself out though. So I'm gonna take my 101 brush. I don't really have anything on this except for that small bit of skin tint that I had when I originally tried to apply it with this. I'm just gonna bounce this on top of the cheeks, on this side at least, just to kind of tone that down a little bit, even myself out, because this is definitely stronger than this side. Oh yes, Monica, it is so good. Also, if you haven't tried, what's the other shade? Smolder. They have a shade called Smolder that I love too. It's a bit deeper than Balmy, but if you like Balmy, you'll like Smolder too. Okay, so Michelle just linked this blush for you guys if you want to check it out. Again, I have the shade Mia. It's the SuperSuede Radiant Blush Powder. Really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Love this. This is definitely going to be a favorite for the month. I can already tell. Okay, let me take a sip of water because I feel like my... and a sip of green tea. This is my second green tea of the day. I really need to back off the green teas. I'm drinking too many of them. I told Paul I need to buy this. I'm sure Starbucks sells these, but because I'm going to Starbucks literally every day and buying 2 of those, and it's just ridiculous. I know, it's just terrible. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, one product I want to try. Now, this isn't a type of product that I normally wear, to be quite honest, but they were sent to me. They're a new product. It's from Rare Beauty, so we're going to try it out and test them out. This is the Liquid Luminizer, and this is the shade Mesmerized. Mesmerize. And I was really excited they sent these to me because I don't get a whole lot of PR. I really don't. And I rarely get PR from like big brands like Rare Beauty. And I got this, they sent me every shade. So I thought this shade was probably the most universal. Ooh, okay. So it's a liquid luminizer. It is very, very strong, you guys. I'm just gonna fair warn you, it is very strong. So I'm gonna apply it to the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take my finger, I'm trying to think this through here. I'm gonna take my finger and I'm just gonna tap it and get a little bit of product on my finger. And then we're gonna tap this on the skin. And I'm just gonna tap it right here in the temple. Okay, that's pretty. It's very refined. It's strong, but it's very refined. And then I'm gonna kind of come right here above the brow. Okay, it's actually not as strong as I thought it was gonna be, which is good, because when I first swatched this on my hand, I thought, oh, this is way too much. But when you tap it with your finger and you're light with it, it's actually very pretty. It feels nice. It feels very hydrating. I always like to apply it right here in the outer corner of the eye and around the temple, and then kind of hug the brow and the orbital bone with it. I think it's really pretty. You can also take a little bit and put it on the nose. I'm gonna always apply it to the back of your hand. I think that I could look like the Tin Man if I didn't. If I applied it directly to the face, it could be too much.
Emily asked, is it more intense than the Charlotte Tilbury?
The Flawless Filter? The Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter? Is that, if you're talking about the Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury, it is more intense, I think. If you're talking about the wands, what are they called? The beauty wands? I think it's very comparable to the beauty wands by Charlotte Tilbury, but definitely more than the Flawless Filter for sure. I think it's a good product that you could mix with a moisturizer if you wanted to really tone it down. So my first impression on this product is it's very beautiful for what it is. It's a liquid luminizer. It's very beautiful. I think that you just need to be careful with how you apply it because I could see this being really strong. But the way that I applied it with my finger, it really gave me a lot more control, and I don't hate it. I think it's nice. I just don't wear liquid luminizers too much. Okay, can you do a video on the new products from MAC? Yes. Which specific products? Let me know which specific ones, and I would love to do that. MAC is a brand that I definitely need to talk about more here on my channel. That's where I got my start from. I didn't know if there was a big interest in MAC, to be honest, but if you guys want to see more products from MAC, I will definitely share them. Okay, Let's move on to eyes. Very excited about eyes. I've got this palette from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Supernatural palette. And is that the name of the shade actually? I think that is the name of the shade. We're gonna link it down below for you guys so you guys can know exactly which one. But they came out with a bunch of them. I got the more cool tone simply because I have so many warm palettes. And Charlotte Tilbury's warm palettes, I feel like they can be really, really warm. When I looked at the warm options, they looked really pink, really orangey. And I thought that this just looked a little more neutral, even though it's cool tone. And I think it's really beautiful. So we're going to apply this and try this. I'm very excited to try this. I like Charlotte Tilbury's products. And I just hope that the quality on these doesn't disappoint. Okay, let's go ahead and apply a little bit of an eye primer. I think I grabbed one. What did I do with it? What did I do with my eye primer? I say that now, I'm not seeing it. We might just have to use concealer as my eye primer. We're gonna go in with a little bit of this concealer for eye primer. Do you think the MAC foundation palette is good for bridal? I just bought it and I have high hopes. Corey, do you know which foundation formula is in there? I am not familiar with that palette. I mean, I can think of one from like 20 years ago, but I just want to make sure that I know exactly what formula is in there. Is it the full coverage? Like this, is it the Studio Finish foundation? Because if so, I think that's a great foundation. It's very, very full coverage, so you just want to be mindful of that when you're applying it, not to apply it too heavy. Okay, I'm gonna just go in and blend this out with the 212 brush. To sheer this out. This is just the Tarte concealer. We're using this as an eye primer. Look at how creamy that was, and that blended out really nicely. I do like this concealer. I think they did a good job on it. For being a stick concealer, it doesn't feel drying at all. It feels very creamy, hydrating. Okay, perfect. And when you're blending out eye primer or concealer or foundation or whatever you're using to prime the eye, really make sure that you shear it out and that you evenly apply it from the lashes to the brow. If you have areas that are a little too patchy, when you go in with powder shadow, you'll have that powder shadow stick to those areas and you'll have a difficult time blending. So make sure you really shear it out. Okay, I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm going to run it on a dry paper towel just to kind of remove that concealer. What is one blush you would tell me to go buy now, liquid or powder? Honestly, this is really nice, the Saie Beauty one that I just did. Okay, liquid. Okay, so not cream. If you'd ask me for cream, I would say Jane Iredale's Balmy. But if you're talking about liquid, I would say who has a really good liquid blush that I like? Yeah, the M Cosmetics is really good, but if I had to say one, what would it be? It wouldn't be Rare Beauty. I think Rare Beauty is too pigmented and difficult to work with. I would say, you know which one I really like is it's from a brand called Ciele, C-I-E-L-E. They sell it at Sephora. It has an SPF in it. I really like their liquid formulas. They're really easy to blend. They're not too pigmented. You have a lot of control. And I don't know the name of the shade that I have, but it's like the peachy pink and it's beautiful. I really like that. Okay, so let's go in. I'm gonna go in first with this light shade right here, and we're gonna take this on the 212, and we're just gonna kind of dust this all over the eye. We're gonna start underneath the brow. This is gonna give a little bit of lightness under the brow, so it kind of lifts and highlights the brow. And then we're gonna just take it on the lid. You can already see that that concealer is starting to crease, so we wanna set that.
Huh, we have a comment from Pixie.
Yeah.
I would like to see a full face of Ciele.
Yes. Okay. I would love to do that. I have a few of their products and all of them I think are great. They don't have a super extensive line though, so it might be difficult like to create a full glam look. I think I could create like a simple look with everything from them, but I will definitely pick up, I'll go and I'll check and see what products they have that I don't have, and I'll fill my gaps and we'll see what we can do. That would be that's a great idea. Okay, so I'm looking at this palette and I will say that there's not a lot of options I feel like for transition if you're light or fair. This is kind of the lightest transition shade, and even I think this is a little too dark, but we're gonna go with it because this is what we have. I also want to mention real quick, we're not going to apply these because I have a video coming on Friday applying these, but Jane Iredale just launched some new spring palettes, you guys, some little trios. I could easily go into this for my transition color, but I do want to stick with one palette for the sake of just keeping this easy for you guys. I don't want you to be like, oh, she created a look, but she used 3 palettes for it. But I do want to mention that Jane Iredale just launched these. This is the part of their spring collection, and these are really lovely. A video will be up Friday if you want to check it out. But I just had that thought because I'm looking in here and I think that this is going to be too dark, but you know what? We're going to go with it. I'm going to use the 212 brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this on the tip of the brush. We're going to tap off the excess, and we're going to start to build this in the crease. Now, one good thing about putting a lighter shadow down first, remember I did this one first, is that when you go in with a shade that's a little dark, it is going to like subtly lighten that shade. So we do have that going for us. Okay. So yeah, this is not bad, but it's definitely darker than I would like for this first shadow. I always like to go with something a little bit lighter than this, but that's okay. I'm just gonna really shear this out. This 212 brush works great for really blowing out and shearing out product. It's like a blend between the 201 and the 202 crease brush. The 201 is really good for just blowing out and diffusing shadow, but it's big. So it can be difficult for smaller eyes, where this one is a good size. Okay, perfect. We're gonna grab a little bit more, tap off the excess. Back and forth, back and forth. Really light pressure. The further you hold your brush back, I'm even a little close up here, the further you hold your brush back, the more movement you'll have in your hand, which means you can get a just more prettier sheer blend. So if you're trying to really shear out and blend out product, hold your brush a little further back. If you're really close up on it, you're likely to put too much pressure and you're not gonna have the ability to really shear out the product. Take your time, go in little circles, back and forth, have light pressure. You don't want to be pressing too hard, or you don't want to do this. You really just want to have a very light hand. Okay, who of you are in spring break right now? Our spring break is next week. So I will not be live next week. We're going to take the kids to the beach. But are you guys, spring break is actually late for us. Usually we have spring break this week, but they pushed it out a week. And I'm wondering if it's because of South by Southwest is going on here in Austin, and traveling out of the airport this week would be insane. I'm always, and he's, oh, thank you, Heather. It's always so polished and complimentary. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Lacey, you need to try it. Their skin tint is really lovely. It has an SPF of 50 in it. And it's beautiful. Really, really love that product. It offers a lot of coverage though. It is one that I would wear alone. I wouldn't wear it underneath a foundation. Okay, let's go in and let's go ahead and go in with the shadow right here. So we've got these 3 shimmer shades. Let me just kind of swatch each one so you can see what they look like. Okay, very beautiful. Look at those. So pretty. We're gonna go in with this rosier one. I think the rosier one's really pretty. Since I already have it on my finger, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my finger and apply it on the lid. Ooh, that's very beautiful. Look how pretty that is. That is so pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna switch to a brush because my finger's a little bit bigger and I need more control. I'm using the BK Beauty 203. Okay, what I like about this shadow is there's a lot of shimmer, and it's goes on very smoothly. It's not too flaky and sheer. Sometimes these shimmer shadows can be really glittery, but the pigment is not like consistent, it doesn't stick to the eye. You just get a lot of shimmer and then you end up with a lot of product underneath. There is a little fallout with this. Like, it's not like, I definitely see some fallout, but not a ton. There's not a ton, there is a little. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my 108 brush and I'm gonna take my Kosas powder. And I'm gonna do this pretty quickly before the shadow has time to kind of stain my concealer or my foundation. And I'm going to sweep this away. So I'm gonna take a lot of powder. We're gonna kind of blot it off in the hand, and we're just gonna lightly sweep that away. Sometimes when you're working with really shimmery shadows like that, you end up with like fallout, and then when you sweep it away, you have like glitter underneath the eye, which I have a little bit of that, but it's not too bad. Let's go back in with the 203. The best way to prevent that, honestly, is just really tapping off your brush and making sure that you've gotten off any excess powder, and also just pressing it on the eyelid, just really tapping it and pressing it on. perfect. This is pretty. This color's nice. It's like this rosy, this rose gold. Okay, perfect. Take a little more powder. It's also late for us. Ours is April 7th. Oh, that is late. Where do you live? We used to have the girls in this private school. It's been a couple years. We've been back. But for the years we were there, they would have 7 weeks on and then a week off, 7 weeks on and then a week off. So we had all these random week breaks during the year, but it was so nice because it was always when everyone else was in school and working, so we could travel without, you know, paying 3 times the price for a flight. And it was just nice also to have 7 weeks on and then the kids would get a week break. Okay. Next we're gonna go in and I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade right here and we're gonna add a little bit of this to the outer corner to kind of deepen it up a bit. I'm telling you, I don't think I love this palette. I think the formula and the quality is really nice. In both the shades I've used, it's a beautiful formula, but I just don't love the color selection. I think it looks pretty when you look at the palette, but I think these shades are too dark. I wish that there was a lighter option in here, and I wish there was one shade that had a little more warmth to it. Okay, I'm gonna take my 212 and we're just gonna take that darker shade and just go right here on the outer corner and just add a little bit there.
Cynthia says, yes, I cut a live.
Yay, hi Cynthia, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We have fun on these lives. Oh, by the way, we're gonna be doing a giveaway. We do a giveaway every week on these lives. So at the end of the live, Maria is gonna pick a giveaway winner and we're gonna send you some goodies. We'll send you some BK Beauty goodies and then also just some random PR that I'll put together a fun little basket for you or not a basket, but a fun little box for you of some of my favorite products. Okay. Oh yes, and everyone liked the live. Give it some engagement. Corey lives in West Michigan. How's the weather there? Cold, snowy? I have a drugstore makeup budget. Jill, there are some amazing drugstore products out there. I did a drugstore live a few weeks ago and it was really popular. Was that my most watched live aside from the one with Nikki?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll be doing more drugstore for sure. There's so many great products. What are y'all's favorite drugstore products? Drop them in the comments. What palette am I using, Jane? Jennifer, I'm sorry. I'm using this one from Charlotte Tilbury. It's one of the new ones. It's the shade, I think it's called Supernatural. That's what I'm seeing. So my thoughts on this is that the formulas are really nice. I've used shimmer and I've used matte and both of them are very high quality. They blend out beautifully. I just don't love the colors. I mean, I looked at them and obviously I liked it when I bought it. I thought it was really beautiful, but as I'm applying it, I wish that I had some lighter shades in here, some lighter matte shades, I should say. Just to give me, like, I feel like it's hard to do anything but a dark eye. And I don't really love dark eyes on me. I like a little more brightness. Oh, I had my makeup done when I was in New York for Good Morning America on Friday. I hired, her name is Judy, and she works, her handle on Instagram is called Gloss Up Girl, and she was incredible. She did such a great job on my makeup. Okay, let's do a little liner. I didn't bring an eyeliner. Actually, I do have a liner here. We're gonna go in with the Trish McEvoy gel eyeliner in the shade Deep Aubergine. This is one of my favorite kohl pencils because it's very creamy and smooth, so it just glides on the skin. You don't have to tug, you don't have to push hard, and you have time to smudge it out or wing it out, but once it dries, it stays in place and it doesn't budge. So I'm gonna lay it on its side and we're gonna create liner from the middle of my lash line till the outer corner. I try and keep it really focused on this outer half of my lashes just because, you know, I don't have really big eyes. If I do liner in the inner corner, it can kind of close my eye off. I'm gonna go in with the N12 brush before this dries, and we are just gonna press this into the skin and kind of smudge and smoke it out. I'm gonna go in with the palette because I wanna use more than just those shades. Let's use this dark shade right here. And we're just gonna set the eyeliner with that shadow.
Monica asks, do you have an eye primer recommendation?
Yeah, one of my favorite primers to use, honestly, is MAC Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre. I think that's a great primer to use. It's really light. It's kind of like a bone color. It's opaque, so it completely conceals and covers up any darkness that you have on the lid. And those are pretty budge proof. They really do stay in place. So I really love to use those. If you're looking for a primer that isn't as heavy, because it is kind of heavy, I really like the, it's by Too Faced. It's like the Shadow Insurance, I think, or maybe it's Urban Decay. They both have one that I really like. Urban Decay's, I think it's called their Shadow Insurance is a really good one. And it's very sheer and like lightweight and translucent. Okay, there we got liner on.
Avery asked, any drugstore eyeliner recommendation?
Ooh, yes. I love NYX retractable eye pencils. Those are great. I love those. Those are fantastic. And I like, I think those would be just the ones that come to mind. Revlon has some other mechanical pencils that I really like too. I don't know the name, but the NYX are my favorite.
Eileen says, liner makes a huge difference.
It does. It does make a huge difference. This is my favorite brush for liner. If you don't have the N12, this is such a good one, you guys. It works great with gel liners. It works great with shadow. It also works great to smudge out pencil liners if you want. It's nice and stiff and tight, so you can use it on all eye shapes, even if you have really small eyes and you want to keep your liner really tight. But it's also not like stiff to where it irritates the eye. Sometimes brushes can be so stiff, like liner brushes, that it just scratches the eye. It doesn't feel comfortable when you apply it. This has a little bit of softness to it, even though it is stiff. So it's very comfortable. And it holds its shape really well. Even after washing it, it really keeps a nice tight shape to it. So I love this. If you don't have this, this is a must-have. It's one of my most used brushes. Okay, I'm just taking the 108 and kind of running it underneath the eye to get any fallout off. Okay, all right, I'm not loving the eye makeup, to be honest. I feel like it's a little too dark, but you know what? It's okay. We are testing products. Sometimes you love them, sometimes it's not a fit. Okay, let's get some mascara on. Maybe it'll look better when I have mascara on. Okay, for mascara, I have the Jane Iredale mascara. This is the shade Black Ink. This is their volumizing mascara. I'm gonna curl the lashes. Do I have a lash curler nearby? Where's my? I saw one too.
Yeah, there's one there.
Oh yeah, right here. Thank you. What is everyone doing? I was gonna say this weekend, but it's only Tuesday. Our Nikki's brush is going to be available in travel size. So Jan, that is one of our most requested requests, I think, is that, and then also a black core bag. So the answer is we're not currently working on that, but that is something that we have discussed, and I do see that in our future. We do have something exciting we're working on though that I'm very excited about, and I think that. Yeah, I think that's all I should say about that. I can't keep secrets.
Next question.
Next question. But the answer to your question is we're not working on, but I definitely think that has been on top of mind for me for sure, because so many people want it. Okay, let's go in with the mascara, the Jane Iredale. I think I need to replace this one, but I think I can still get some life out of it.
Arlette asked, what is your favorite foundation?
Ooh, so the question is, what is my favorite foundation? That is so hard. I have so many. Can I give you 3? I'm gonna give you 3, and they're all very different. So I think if you, for a luminous finish, right now I'm loving the House Labs Triclone Foundation. I love that one. That gives a really beautiful radiant finish, but it doesn't look shiny or greasy, which is what I love about it. And it's long wearing. If you want a long wear matte foundation, I just recommend the Dior Forever Matte Foundation Liquid. I love that one. That just never does me wrong. I can always rely on that one. And then I think my most worn foundation is the Jane Iredale Purepressed Mineral Powder Foundation. I wear that one more than any other foundation. It is so quick and easy to apply. It's got an SPF of 20, so you get an additional SPF coverage. It looks beautiful. It does not look like a flat powder like some people might think powder foundations look. And it's long wearing. And you can get really good coverage. You can get a good medium-ish to full coverage, or you can dust it with a big fluffy brush and get a lighter coverage. So those are the 3 that I'm gonna give you. What is your favorite perfume that doesn't cost a lot but still smells good? Ooh, that's an easy one. The Dossier Ambery Saffron scent. It's Dossier is a brand that makes they kind of make the designer inspired scent. So basically they kind of copy, they designer inspired, that's what I'll say. And but at really great prices. So the Ambery Saffron is inspired by the Baccarat Rouge fragrance. And I have that one too. And it actually smells exactly like it. It smells so good. And I think it's like, I think they sell a size that's $30 and I think they sell a size that's $50. But I love that scent.
I have it, and you always give me compliments.
I know
all the
Maria
time.
wears it. You're wearing it today. And she every time she walks by, I'm like, you smell so good, Maria. I'm telling you, and I have both. I have the very, very expensive one and I have the Dossier, and I promise you, I could not tell you the difference. If you sprayed them on two people and they walked in front of me, I could not, I would just be guessing on which one is the expensive one and which one's the Dossier. Okay, all right, we really loaded up the mascara. Let's go in and apply a little liner on the lower lashes. So I'm gonna go in and we're gonna use the BK Beauty 204, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. We're just gonna apply a little bit of this right on the outer corner. Just a little bit, because it's kind of dark, and I don't want it to be too dark down there. Okay, I like the skin tint. Now that I have more time to wear it, I do like it. It is pretty dewy though, so I probably wouldn't wear this on a day where I want my makeup to look amazing all day long for 10 or 12 hours. I think that it would require a lot of touch-ups, but if you want something hydrating and light coverage and glowy, I think it's a good option for you. Okay, all right. Let me take a look. I bought the Dossier on one of your lives. It is nice. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Yes, try it out, Corey. They're good. They also, they also make other scents that are inspired by other fragrances. So if you see a fragrance on there that you've been interested in trying, they do a good job. They also have a scent that is like, I forget the name of it, but it's supposed to be inspired by the La Labo. What is the name of it? Santal 33, I think. And that one smells good too. That's a scent that I like. It doesn't smell exactly like the La Labo, but it smells good, and it smells like it, just not identical to it.
Woody sandalwood.
Woody sandalwood? Okay, yeah, that's a good one too. If you like that kind of santal. You know which fragrance I love right now, but it's not, I wouldn't put it in the kind of inexpensive category, but it is so good. It's my favorite, is Marlena's new fragrance line. She has an Essence Santal that is like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. I love that one. That's my favorite scent right now. Okay, let's go on to lips. I'm gonna line my lips with the NARS Precision Lip Pencil. I'm having a hard time speaking today. Precision Lip Pencil in the shade Morocco. These are nice. They're like an old traditional, I shouldn't say old, but they're like a traditional lip pencil that you have to sharpen. Very creamy, very pigmented. They glide on the skin really nicely on the lips. This color's really pretty. It's like a spicy shade.
Annette is asking, milk skin tint stays dewy, like your hair will stick to it?
Good question. So the question was, will the milk skin tint stay dewy where your hair will stick to it? So I powdered it. It's described as a grip gel tint. So it's supposed to have that grip feeling. I did feel like it was a little tacky, but I didn't feel like it was sticky. It wasn't uncomfortable. I think it felt like a skincare product. But could your hair stick to it? Yes, I think so. I think if you didn't set it with a powder and it was a windy day, you might have some pieces that would stick, yes. But then again, I didn't mind the feel. It didn't feel sticky or tacky. This color's pretty. Kind of spicy, warm. Whenever I get my makeup done by makeup artists, like when Nikki does my makeup, or like when Judy did my makeup on Friday, they always do my lips like so good. They always take a lip contour. I noticed that. That's one thing they all do. They always put a lip contour around my lips, which is more of a brown shade. And if I were to like look at this shade, it's not a shade that I would think to do on my lips, but whenever they do it, it all comes together. It's a whole lip production. Okay, so I've got, I want to talk about this product. This is from e.l.f. This is a new product. It's the Sun Boss Gloss. It's got an SPF of 25. It's a gloss with an SPF of 25. We're going to swatch this on real quick and talk about it because it's e.l.f. and it's affordable, and e.l.f. is a brand I think that we all can agree. They come out with great products. They're very affordable. They sent these to me, so I thought I'd share it. I don't love the scent. Maybe it's the SPF in it, but it doesn't have a great scent. I don't mind it, but that is one thing that stands out as the scent. And let's swatch this on the hand. I'm kind of undecided on these, to be honest. So a little bit of tint of color. They're okay. They're not fantastic. They're okay. I did want to share that with you though, in case you've seen these and wanted to try them. It's a little thicker than I would have expected. Like I kind of expected to have a little bit more slip to it. It kind of reminds me of a lip balm in a gloss formula. Like I would think that it would glide on the lips a little easier, but it has more of a gloss texture. But it's pretty. I mean, a balm texture, I'm sorry. But it's very pretty. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm gonna blot my lips though, because we're gonna go in with another product to apply on my lips.
Ooh, we have a great question.
Yeah.
Avery asked, I need good lipstick recommendations that stay on and last.
Good lipstick recommendations that stay on and last. Okay, so if you really want a long wearing lipstick, I think liquid lipsticks are your best option, but sometimes they can be very drying to the lips. Jane Iredale has a liquid lipstick that is really nice. I actually have it. Michelle, do you mind grabbing it? It's in the Jane Iredale bucket. It's the little short ones. They're liquid lipsticks. They have a shade that I love. Those are a really nice formula. Also, NARS has a really nice liquid lipstick. It's very comfortable. They're mattifying. They're long wearing. If you don't want to go the liquid lipstick route because you want something that's a little more hydrating on the lips, what I would recommend doing is lining your lips, filling in your lips with the lip liner, but softly, you know, not like really harshly, but just keep a little kind of softly sketch. Yes, thank you. And then going on top with a really pigmented kind of creamy lipstick. So nothing that's really sheer, but something that's more of a cream formula. Like the Jane Iredale Color Luxe would be a great formula. They're very pigmented. They're not super, super, super long wearing, like 8-10 hours, but they have enough pigment to really stay on the lips. These are the ones that I was talking about. These by Jane Iredale, great. They're the Beyond Matte Lip Stain, and this is the shade that I love. It's Love Struck, and then I also love, is it this one here? Muse. Muse and Love Struck are my two favorite. These are really nice. They're liquid lipsticks. They're mattifying though. And for a liquid lipstick, they are not drying, but these are not really hydrating lips either. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I hope that helped. Okay, so Fenty Beauty just launched these new gloss balm sticks, the high shimmer ones. I love this formula. I have it in a couple of shades like Fenty Glow. I just actually restocked this one. They're really beautiful. They're kind of like that lip gloss balmy texture. You know, all the brands have them now, like the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips. These are very pigmented. They have a lot of pigment, a lot of shine. They smell really good. So she just launched new ones that have shimmer to them. This is the shade Fussy. And I saw someone on Instagram apply these and they looked so beautiful. I was so excited to buy them. And I'm kind of undecided. I think they're pretty, but they definitely have some glitter to them. When you look at the bullet, you can actually see it and if you think, oh, that might be too glittery. But when you put it on the lips, it's more refined than you think. This is the shade Fussy. So we're gonna go in with this. Really pretty, but you definitely have some sparkle and some glitter. I know some people don't like that in their lipsticks. Ah, they feel so good though. High, high shine. So pretty. Yeah, I mean, just really, really juicy, big, big lips. So this is the shade Fussy and it's the Gloss Balm Sticks High Shimmer. What do you guys think? Excuse me. What do you think of the lips? Do you think you like it? Do you think it's too shimmery? Do you like shimmer and glitter in your lipsticks or no? I don't mind it when it's refined. If it's really like sparkly and frosty, that's a pass for me, but I think this is right on the edge and I like it. Excuse me. Okay, you guys, that is the full look. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here that we didn't talk about that I wanted to pull. I think we used everything. So let's kind of talk through real quickly everything we used and then yeah, and then we'll wrap up the live. Looking for another powder blush brush. I have Nikki's and Angie's sets, but I might want a more fluffy brush. Maybe a pointed tip. I'm sorry, you guys. My throat is like a little dry. I lost my voice. There we go. Okay, I think it's back. Okay, so the question was a fluffy brush with a pointed tip. Which BK would you recommend? Okay. So the first thought I had, Cornelia, was the 112 before I got to the point where you said really fluffy. So if you want really fluffy with a pointed tip, I would probably recommend the 104. I don't have that one here in front of me. Michelle, do you mind seeing if you can find a 104 in the drawer? I'll show you what the 104 looks like. It's pretty big, it's fluffy, but the pointed tip allows it to work for blush. When you see it, you might think it's too big for blush, but when you think about just using the pointed tip, then you'll be able to apply the blush. But the 112 is always the one that I love. I love the 112. It's a small shape. It's great for the cheek area. It is fluffy. It's not like large and fluffy, but it's not real dense for a blush brush. Okay, so these are very different, but this is what the 104 looks like. So if you're looking for a large fluffy brush with a more tapered tip, this one is really great. But this is always the #1 blush brush I would recommend. This is my favorite. It's 112. I don't notice the glitter. Good. Okay, so let's quickly talk through products that I'm enjoying, that I think that I'm excited to share with you guys that are new. So definitely the Dr. JART BB Beauty Balm. I love it. Again, the shades are a little off. I have the shade light medium. When I first apply it, it feels a little dark, but once I really blend it into the skin, it works just great. SPF of 40, very hydrating, a little bit of a glow finish. Yeah, but I really like this. I've been enjoying this product. I did like this Milk Skin Tint. I do like it. I think that I want to do this product justice because it's a little dewy for me, and for that reason, it's a product that I'm probably not going to grab every day or very often. But if I'm going, if I'm going hiking, I'm spending the day out, and I want a little bit of like, you know, color to the skin, but I want this really natural looking skin, this is a great option. If you're dry, I think this would be a great option. If you like a dewy finish, I think this is a great option. I think this is a great product. For me, it's a little too dewy, but I don't want to make it sound like it's not a good product, if that makes sense. I don't know if I just confused you guys or helped you, but the Kosas powder is nice. I wasn't totally blown away with it though. I don't think it's a product that you need to rush out and go buy. I think the Huda Beauty is still trumps it, but I'm glad I got it and tried it. The Saie Beauty Blush. This is beautiful. Love, love, love. I hope they come out with more colors. Because when I looked at the shades yesterday, this was kind of the one that I liked. There weren't any other shades that I thought I would enjoy. So I hope they come out with other shades. Maybe a shade like this that's a little more peachy, but this is absolutely stunning. Love, love, love. Highly recommend this. By the way, you guys, all the products will be linked in the description box, and we'll tag them in YouTube shopping too. The Tarte Concealer. I like it. It's I don't think you need to run out and get it, but if you like stick concealers or you want a stick formula for convenience or an easy ability to keep it in your purse and touch up, this is nice because it's very hydrating for a stick concealer. So I do like this one. The Charlotte Tilbury palette formulas are great. Really beautiful matte formulas, shimmers, they blend out beautifully, they're consistent, they're really high quality. I just wish that there was a lighter shade in here. So if you're looking at this and you don't think that these shades are too dark for your transition and you like this shade, highly recommend. But I don't think I'm gonna be using this much for that reason. The Rare Beauty Highlighter. This is a great product. It really is a great product for a liquid highlighter. It looks very, very intense, but if you apply it the way that I did, which was to the back of your hand with your finger, you can really control and apply it. See, I applied it on the temples. It's not too strong. My suggestion would just be to be conservative in your application, but this is a great product. Okay, I think that wraps up everything. I think we've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about today. So let's pick a winner. Let's pick a giveaway winner. So Maria is going to just kind of scroll and randomly pick someone at random. When I say your name, if you're still here, drop a comment and let us know that you found out you won, and then email us at vip@bkbeauty.com. Like, email us today with the best shipping address for you, and then we will get your goodies out to you.
So the winner is Svetlana Bernstein.
Say that again.
Svetlana?
Why can't I speak? Svetlana Bernstein. Yay! Okay, are you still here? Drop a comment and let us know if you're still here, and then email us at vip@bkbeauty.com. Yay! There you are. Congratulations. Congratulations. So we're going to send you a bunch of goodies. I'm going to send you some BK Beauty goodies, and then I'm going to curate a little box for some of my favorite PR products that were sent to me, and we're going to get that out to you right away. So thank you guys for watching my live and hanging out with me. I won't be here next week. I'm going to be hanging out with my kids on the beach, but I will be here the week after. So, but I do plan to have videos and normal content. So, all right, you guys, have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye guys.